and a beautiful day to all of my friends out there. Thank you so much for joining me here on this channel, studying the lessons of A Course in Miracles. And today we are on lesson number 111, another powerful numerology number if you're into all that stuff. And we're also starting the third review period, which if you look in the course, it has review and then it has these 3 Roman numerals. So it's like more triplicates of symbols in what we're practicing and studying today. So pay attention to that and feel into it. See if it means anything for you, or if you can expand into having a curiosity about what these patterns of numbers mean. So I'm going to go ahead and read the introduction to review number 3, and then we're going to read lesson number 111. So get yourself comfortable, relax your mind and your body, and get ready to enter into another study period where we're going to be reviewing 2 lessons a day. All right, here we go. Review number 3, introduction. Our next review begins today. We will review 2 recent lessons every day for 10 successive days of practicing. We will observe a special format for these practice periods that you are urged to follow just as closely as you can. We understand, of course, that it may be impossible for you to undertake what is suggested here as optimal each day and every hour of the day. Learning will not be hampered when you miss a practice period because it is impossible at the appointed time. Nor is it necessary that you make excessive efforts to be sure that you catch up in terms of numbers. Rituals are not our aim and would defeat our goal. But learning will be hampered when you skip a practice period because you are unwilling to devote the time to it that you are asked to give. So we're really having the magnifying glass shown down on our mind in this. Are we willing or are we unwilling? It's not about just an evaluation that is not connected to our own choice. We're at free will here, everyone. So make sure that you really want to do this and you will remember. And I think that's when I have the most successful days, if you want to call it that, with remembering the lessons. It's when I'm really surrendered to the practice and I really want to do it. It's a willingness thing, so keep that in mind. Do not deceive yourself in this. Unwillingness can most carefully be concealed behind a cloak of situations you cannot control. So it's our excuses. Learn to distinguish situations that are poorly suited to your practicing from those that you establish to uphold a camouflage for your unwillingness. Be honest with yourself. Those practice periods you have lost because you did not want to do them, for whatever reason, should be done as soon as you have changed your mind about your goal. So you have to believe that this is working. Trust the process. You are unwilling to cooperate in practicing salvation only if it interferes with goals you hold more dear. When you withdraw the value you give them, allow your practice periods to be a replacement for your litanies to them. They gave you nothing, but your practicing can offer everything to you. And so accept their offering and be at peace. Okay, so don't beat yourself up. Don't feel guilty. Just have this honest awareness of, are you willing or unwilling to do this? Did you forget, or are you pushing it out of your day because it doesn't fit into whatever you think you're supposed to be doing, or what may feel acceptable to you, or whatever it is? I don't even know. I shouldn't even make so many suggestions, but you'll know if you're being honest with yourself why you're not doing the lessons. The format you should use for these reviews is this. Devote 5 minutes twice a day, or longer if you prefer, to considering the thoughts that are assigned. Read over the ideas and comments that are written down for each day's exercise, and then begin to think about them, while letting your mind relate them to your needs, your seeming problems, and all your concerns. Place the ideas within your mind and let it use them as it chooses. Give it faith that it will use them wisely, being helped in its decision by the one who gave the thoughts to you. What can you trust but what is in your mind? Have faith in these reviews. The means the Holy Spirit uses will not fail. The wisdom of your mind will come to your assistance. Give directions at the outset, then lean back in quiet faith and let the mind employ the thoughts you gave as they were given you for it to use. You have been given them in perfect trust, in perfect confidence that you would use them well, in perfect faith that you would see their messages and use them for yourself. Offer them to your mind in that same trust and confidence and faith. It will not fail. It is the Holy Spirit's chosen means for your salvation. Since it has His trust, His means must surely merit yours as well. We emphasize the benefits to you if you devote the first 5 minutes of the day to your reviews and also give the last 5 minutes of your waking day to them. If this cannot be done, at least try to divide them so you undertake one in the morning and the other in the hour just before you go to sleep. The exercises to be done throughout the day are equally important and perhaps of even greater value. You have been inclined to practice only at appointed times and then go on your way to other things without applying what you learned to them. As a result, you have gained little reinforcement and have not given your learning a fair chance to prove how great are its potential gifts to you. Here is another chance to use it well. In these reviews, we stress the need to let your learning not lie idly by between your longer practice periods. Attempt to give your daily 2 ideas a brief but serious review each hour. Use one on the hour and the other on the half an hour later. You need not give more than just a moment to each one. Repeat it and allow your mind to rest a little in silence and in peace. Then turn to other things, but try to keep the thought with you and let it serve to help you keep your peace throughout the day as well. If you are shaken, think of it again. These practice periods are planned to help you form the habit of applying what you learn each day to everything you do. Do not repeat the thought and lay it down. Its usefulness is limitless to you, and it is meant to serve you in all ways, all times and places, and whenever you need help of any kind. Try then to take it with you in the busyness of the day and make it holy, worthy of God's Son, acceptable to God and to yourself. Each day's review segments will conclude with a restatement of the thought to use each hour and the one to be applied on each half hour as well. Forget them not. The second chance with each of these ideas will bring such large advances that we come from these reviews with learning gains so great we will continue on more solid ground with firmer footsteps and with stronger faith. Do not forget how little you have learned. Do not forget how much more you can learn now. Do not forget your Father's need of you as you review these thoughts He gave to you. Okay, so we are going to turn the page and go over into lesson 111 and reflect back on this introductory segment here and be honest with yourself about why you are or aren't doing these lessons. And now we've been given the guidance to have a lesson come through our mind on the hour and a lesson come through our mind on the half hour throughout the day. See how you do. These lessons are only meant to be spoken in your mind or out loud if you choose, and let something rise in you for a few seconds and then let it go, because you're every 30 minutes we're assigned to be doing this practice. See how it goes. Okay, today could be interesting. You may be given opportunities. You may feel like this is really tough. All right, so let's just go ahead and jump right in here. Lesson 111 for morning and evening review. Also, if you feel like you want to deepen your study and you have the time and the willingness, Go back to the lesson. So the first one is lesson 91. You're welcome to go back and flip to 91 and read throughout what it initially said to you. Or you can just simply stick with this. We're going to be busy today, every hour and every half hour, right? Okay, here we go. Or I guess it would be every half hour, on the hour and on the half hour. First lesson for review. Miracles are seen in light. I cannot see in darkness. Let the light of holiness and truth light up my mind and let me see the innocence within. How beautiful. The innocence within. I feel like that is something that I'm trying right now to have full access to, because I think innocence and freedom go so closely together. All right, second lesson for review. Miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. I see through strength the gift of God to me. My weakness is the dark his gifts dispel by giving me his strength to take its place. So with this lesson, what came up for me was this idea that we believe that our body's eyes are what we're seeing with. And when we first learned this lesson, it talked about how your sight it comes from light, and light and strength are one. So we're trying to look for something. The ego wants evidence that, okay, is this worth it? The ego is the one that's given you the excuses, by the way, to not do these lessons as often as we're asked to by Jesus in the Blue Book. So the ego is telling us you can only see through your eyes. And if it says miracles are seen in light and it's daylight outside and you're not seeing miracles, this book could be full of shit. I mean, that's what my mind will do for me. So going back to this idea, I see through strength. Strength and light are the same thing. This is where we have to release our intellectual minds a little bit. We think we know definitions of simple words, but when they're applied in the Course, it's offering us an opportunity to close our eyes and go into the inner hearth, go into our heart space and go into this more that has access to our innocence, this tenderness in us, and trust that these lessons are guiding us to understand things completely differently, and that we can still live and be in the world because we have the support of these lessons and this beautiful community and Jesus and our guides and the truth with us always. All right, so on the hour, miracles are seen in light. On the half hour, miracles are seen in light, and light and strength are one. Let those statements bring something up for you in the few seconds that it takes to remember them, and see how your day goes. Give yourself an honest assessment on your every 30 minutes of remembering today. If you are in the United States, I hope that we can see you on next Tuesday at 8:30 p.m. We're East Coast time, but wherever you are in the world, if that timeline works out for you, I guess, it could be a different time of the day, but it would be great to connect with you. I will be recording the session and I would love to post it. I want to make sure that that's good with everyone before I post it. And hopefully we can just continue these groups and talk about what's coming up for us. We'll still be in the review period when we have our meeting on next Tuesday. And I look forward to seeing all of you. Thank you so much for joining me today and being here in this video and just sharing in the energy of what we're doing here. Best of luck to you, and I will see you here on the next video.